This video is brought to you by Skillshare. Okay, put yourself in my position. It's quarantine time. You're stuck here at your parents' house. You got time to make artwork. Open up your sketchbook. What happens? Boom! Art block, baby. Thank you. Here's the thing. I had an idea to draw all the Animal Crossing characters, but as Shrek. Side note, if you don't know what Animal Crossing is, it's a video game that will suck your soul with no remorse. All of a sudden, you won't know what happened, and then bam, 150 hours of your life, these little guys will suck from you. But they so cute though. So here I am, staring at a blank page. Nothing happening upstairs. What am I going to do in this situation? What would you do in this situation? How would you combine Shrek and Animal Crossing characters? Where would you even start? Well, for me, I procrastinated by making fun of Super Ray Dizzle on Twitter and Instagram, but that's last video, and it only delayed the inevitable. I still had a blank paper and no drawings. So I started out just by making some scribbles and shapes in the corner, hoping that maybe my hands would take over and I wouldn't have to engage my brain at all. That didn't work. I thought, you know what? Why would I expect myself to jump straight into the mashup if I don't know how to draw the characters themselves? Duh, idiot. So the whole first page is just drawing each character from photo reference to get used to their proportions and character design. Why did I start with Tom Nook? Do I like him a lot? Is he my favorite? Would I ride for him? Would I die for him? Would I buy for him? Well, the answer is actually pretty complicated. I just looked up Animal Crossing characters and picked the first three. We're doing Tom Nook, Isabelle, and KK Slider. Why? Because my brain was already starting that anxiety spiral about filming my art block, and I didn't want to have to use any more brain power on making this stupid decision. It doesn't matter. If I was going to make it through this, I would have to reserve all my brain power for the actual designs themselves. Picking characters was out of the question. Tom Nook, as with all the Animal Crossing characters, is pretty easy when you break it down into simple shapes. They're all chibi proportions, with the head being about as big as the body, and then having little stubby arms and legs poking out. No fingers, no toes. That was nice. My lazy ass loved that. I discovered that Shrek, on the other hand, was super tough for me to draw. I spent a lot of time trying to get his face right, but besides the ears and the vest, he really wasn't that recognizable. Plus, he has these tiny legs, but they're strangely muscular. Slap those underneath a fat potbelly and you got a weird proportion combo that's not really familiar for me to draw. I tried copying Shrek's face from a photo reference, but he looked less like Shrek and more like a troll from South London. But then I started getting the hang of it when I started copying cursed images and Shrek memes without doing any underlying drawing underneath, just going straight to the details. Then finally, I found the proportions for his face. Avocado-shaped head with a nose that has a skinny bridge and a fat bottom, oval eyes and thin eyebrows and a thin mouth. Also can't forget those cheek lines. That was really hard for me to figure out. Alright, practice page done. I'm ready to get started for real. First of all, I'll keep the same proportions as little Tommy Nook Nook, except I'll make his head a little bit more round to match Shrek, and I'll give him a little pot belly. I popped on Shrek's outfit and boom! Got yourself a Shrek Nook, baby. Next one I had to see what it would look like with Shrek proportions. So we'll keep Nookie Boy's sweater and head. I don't know how successful this one was without having Shrek's little baby vest, but it was worth a try. Also, we'll keep Tommy's bare feet. I uploaded a feet tutorial a little while ago, so this would be the perfect time to put it to the test. It's good enough. There's really no anatomy involved with that tutorial. It's just something good enough to move on. And speaking of moving on, arguably the most cursed image on this page, mixing and matching all kinds of things with this one, we gotta give this one a pose, so he'll be running with that Starboy bag of his like he stole something. I don't know if we can give those hands a passing grade, but I gotta give myself a little compassion here. I'm not using reference, and I'm just trying to move on to the other designs. That being said, I really don't like the hands. I think the second knuckles are too long, and that thumb should really be behind the bag. That hand is not canon, and I do not support. There were some empty spots on the page, so I filled that with some garbage, took a step back, took it all in, and hated everything I drew. It was messy and sloppy. The idea was fine, but my hands were definitely not warmed up, and it showed. There is one way to fix this, though. If you ever find yourself with sloppy drawings, erase the whole thing and then go over it again, but with more neat and precise lines the second time. See, the thing is, you can never really erase your drawings completely, so you can use that to your advantage. You'll be able to see just enough to draw it again, but better. It's like tracing paper except way less work. Plus, it's fun and scary to erase your drawing that you just spent time on. Next up is Isabelle. Now, I knew I had made a fatal error with my last sketchbook page. I didn't add the Animal Crossing character that I was referencing. There was no vanilla Tom Nook to compare it to. So on this page, I started with Isabelle on the left so we can compare. She is so precious. I feel like I need to protect her. I also feel like she would be an easy target for lewds, and I don't want to know if that's true or not. Come on, lewd boy, you can draw it up. Okay, enough. Stop it. Also, she does have soulless eyes though, doesn't she? Like, she'll be staring into your eyes and look right past you. She has a connection to the underworld. I don't exactly know what capacity, but she knows people. No one wants to be on her bad side when she snaps. Alright, got that reference done. Time to Shrektify her. Let's start with Shrek body proportions. Normalize Shrek body proportions. Except let's keep her face and her hair intact. Her head shape will be the same shape as Shrek, but the facial features will be all Isabelle. Let's also keep that short Shrek vest, except let's give it the design of Isabelle's vest. And, like the other Animal Crossing characters, she's barefoot as well, so I'll have to use that stupid feet tutorial again. Cool. I think we should change her name from Isabelle to Isabelle. I'm not super happy with it, but it gets a passing grade from me for now. Let's go back to Isabelle's chibi proportions that all the Animal Crossing characters have. This time we'll make it all Shrek. The only thing Isabelle about it will be body proportions and hair. Oh yeah, I could see that chasing me down a hallway with a knife. Little feet underneath, pitter-pattering at the speed of sound like it's on a mission. Let's do the Shrek body proportions, except with his face this time. We'll give him Isabelle's outfit, so basically Shrek cosplaying as Isabelle. Beautiful, I hate it. To tie it all together, we'll do that same trick where we erase the whole thing and go over it again with neat lines. And the trick is to make the lines continuous. Don't stop a line halfway through. Keep it going all the way to the end. We need BDE, ladies and gentlemen. Confidence, big drawing energy. I'll give this page a solid C. I think it looks better than the last page, but nowhere near what I feel is my potential. It could be a lot better. It's still looking flat and two-dimensional. But it is a lot cleaner this time though, which I think helps sell the idea better. It's more clear and easy to see. So this was probably my most successful page on a technical level, but my favorite drawing is coming up on this last page. And before I get into this last page, I want to take the next 42 hours to thank a girl and the people who had the tonsil stones big enough to sponsor this video. I met a woman named Chantel Martin when I was 16, and she had a big impact on my drawing journey. And she has a class on Skillshare. Drawing on everything, discovering your creative voice. Funny because Skillshare is the brave sponsor of this video. Skillshare is an online learning community with classes that are like these YouTube tutorials that we watch, except they're organized like proper classes. And it's not just art, they got animation, creative writing, film and video, fine art, graphic design, illustration, music, photography. Everything you need to make your lewd furry fanfic manga, you sick son of a wolf. Skillshare is offering a 2-month free trial of their premium membership for the first 500 people who click the link in the description. And if you want to keep going after the 2 free months, it's $10 a month for full access to all their classes. Squidward can't even get you that good of a deal.
You're teaching art at the rec center. Calm down. Uncultured trash urchin.
Thank you to Skillshare for sponsoring this video, and stay in school, you dumb idiot!
Alright, last page. Move over, Isabelle. You are simp garbage. It is time for Chad KK Slider to have spotlight. I liked having Isabelle as a reference on the last page, so I knew I had to do that again. We don't need a Shrek reference because we know what he looks like, and also I think it would distract from the goal of keeping the focus on these Animal Crossing characters. Say it with me. Shrek is the flavor, not the body. This time, let's draw KK with a different method. I'll use the side of my pencil, holding it like you do in art class, and drawing with your shoulder instead of your wrist, which basically means lifting your hand off the page and moving your whole arm so you get more controlled, fluid motions. It's also easier to draw super lightly this way. We're going to break this bad boy down into basic shapes first because I know the more geometric I make him, the more solid and three-dimensional he will feel. Check this out, ready? We're going to take a little bit of that lead, put it on our finger, our greasy, nasty, dirty finger. We're going to smudge some of it around here, and then we're going to erase the part of his muzzle. Cool, huh? Nice little subtle shading there. Good enough. Now we can move on to Shrekifying him. But here's the thing. Mr. KK Slidey Boy is a dog, right? Why don't we make him a furry this time? A KK Slider Shrek furry? I've been waiting my whole life for this. Would you believe me if I told you I had never drawn a furry before? Yeah, I wouldn't believe me either. This one has a completely different approach than we had with Vanilla K Slide. While the KK Slider I copied from a reference is very geometric and clean, this furry guy is super loose and sketchy and crumbly and bumpy. There we go. Here's the KK Slider Shrek furry no one asked for. You didn't need it before, but now you can't live without it. At this point, I'm pretty burnt out, and I know I should incorporate Shrek's face in there somewhere, so let's cover Shrek in fur and give him a guitar. He'll be the talk of the furry convention. Come here, boy. Shrek, I know I may not say this as often as I should. Hell, I don't ever say it. But Shrek, I'm proud of you, son. And no matter what, we will accept you for who you are. Seeing you be yourself and love who you are gives all of us permission to love ourselves too. So thank you for having the courage to express yourself authentically. I'm proud of you, boy. Let's clean these guys up for now. For Vanilla KK Slider, we were very careful with the construction lines, so there's very little erasing. You guys know Mark Crilly, the Bob Ross of manga and anime art here on YouTube? Well, he has a book called The Two Pencil Method where he takes a graphite pencil and a black colored pencil, mix them together to create beautiful drawings. And I used that technique here. Basically making the darker parts darker with the black colored pencil because your graphite pencil can only take you so far. Furry Boy didn't need much attention. His design was basically sent straight to my brain from the heavens where all dogs go, and I didn't have much trouble with that one. He kind of looks like Legoshi from Beastars, right? Is it Legoshi or Legoshi? I think it's Legoshi because in Japanese it's she and there's no C sound. Lego, Lego, bum, 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 she. Apple bottom jeans, boots with the fur. Lego, she was looking at her. Enough, stop it. Shrek Boy at the bottom needs some work. He needs a lot of work. I don't like this dude at the bottom. You can tell I didn't care when I drew him. He looks super stiff and kind of ruins the page. Oh well, if I can disappoint everyone else, I can disappoint myself too, no big deal. Now we all have something in common. Tommy Nook, more like Tommy Shook. Idea is fine. Drawings could use some work. I'll give it a D. Xabio, probably the most successful page overall. Not perfect, but I'll give it a C. KK Shrekker, that vanilla slider looking clean as heck. Furry turned out entirely more successful than I intended, and it was super easy. Overall gets a C because of the abomination on the bottom, and as usual, I'm finding myself more attracted to the tops. Next video is a big one. I'm going to hire a young artist to fix these drawings that I just did, and in exchange, I am going to pay their entire college tuition. All of it. See you there.